Hey, and welcome to another video by yours truly, Nate Barrass. Today we are looking at my track, Put Your Hands Together. Now, if you've watched some of my streams, you'll have seen me working on this track for the last, say, month or two or whatever. But I finally got this track finished. It is live on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Amazon, every digital store pretty much, Google Play. All that good stuff, it's all over there. You can Shazam it. Siri will find it. You know, it's everywhere. Which is great. I haven't finished a track in a while, so it's good to get one done. So this, as you know, with my previous tracks, I kind of do a rundown of what I was thinking when I was making this track, what I was going for, how I did the sounds, you know, the MIDI. Just basically go through what was going through my head when I created this track. So as I said, if you've been watching the streams, I streamed most of this, so you can go back and find that on my channel. It should all be on demand on there if you ever want to go back and watch exactly me doing this live over the month or whatever. So let's dig in. So with this track, what I wanted to create was it was very bass heavy. Now, the track that actually inspired me to make this track was a track called Do It To Me Right Now, Smile Again. Do It To Your Face Hurts. That is the track that I was going for. Obviously, that track is pretty good in my eyes, and this doesn't come close to that. But I was listening to that in the car, and I thought, I want to make a track like that. And that's what brought this on. Obviously, it doesn't sound anything like it, but you know what I mean. So yeah, so it's very bass heavy, very a catchy hook, a nice lead vocal. That in my track I didn't really have because, you know, it's getting harder and harder to find good vocals. So this track is I'll play like the main build up and drop for you guys, which would be here. And then we kind of have a second breakdown. Sorry, excuse my dancing. Anyway, so the second breakdown is pretty much the same as the first breakdown, but with a bit of variation to make sure it's not very monotonous. Monotonous? That's a word I can't say. I know what I meant, and I hope you guys know what I meant too. So yeah, so the main kind of instrument that's playing here is this big brass bass over here, which is this, and then it's kind of layered on top of that, so it's... So that's the main thing, and then we have this down here, which is a similar sort of thing, but it's kind of more grungy from what I remember. It's playing a lot lower and filling up those bottom end frequencies for me. And then together. And then we also have a kind of deep sub down here. Again, just filling up those low end frequencies. Now you can't really hear that on a crappy piece of headphones like these, or what 90% of the people are going to be listening to it, but for the extra 10% and in clubs, like, it's not ever going to get played in clubs, I know that, but you know, if it ever did get played on a really expensive sound system, those sub frequencies would be, you'd be really able to shake the bar with them. And then it provides a bit of mid texture as well. We've got a really good punchy kick that hits well with those. And then obviously that's all side chaining. Now I went for, as you can see, these stabs here are got quite a lot of effects going through there. We've got some OTT, which you might all know is a free plugin from Xfer that adds a bit of brightness to your highs, medium, and lows, and kind of compresses them as well. It's a dynamic compressor. Think sidechain compression, but rather splitting that compression up onto the highs, mids, and lows. That's kind of what this is doing. It can really help brighten your sounds. We have a FabFilter Saturn on here, which I love at the minute. Just adding a bit of saturation to the sound. So if I turn that off, if I turn these off, that would do. So that's just with basic EQ and, you know, running through a limiter to make sure we're not peaking. So if I play that and then enable these effects, you'll see how it really brightens the sound up. So the FabFilter Saturn, you can, if I turn that off and then just enable that, you can really hear what it does. And I recommend getting this plugin for anybody who creates this sort of music, or any music in fact in Logic. It's really good. So that's great. And then we've got a bit of sausage fattener running on there as well, which is made by Dada Life. That and Endless Smile at the minute I'm using a lot. Although Endless Smile, I'm finding it's a really good effect, but it can be overused very quickly. And I feel like if anybody uses that in a track now, I would be able to tell, which is not what I want from a plugin. So the effect on its own is really good. It's this, what Endless Smile is, by the way. It's just one of those one knob effects. Really good effect, but I think it's going to be very short-lived. The same with Sausage Fattener. You can kind of tell when someone's using Sausage Fattener, which again just brightens your overall mix. You can whack it on your master, which I believe I did here. Yeah, I whacked it on my master there, just very subtly, just to boost it up a little bit. But you've got to be careful that you're not peaking, and clipping rather. So that's how I got that main sound. We ran a lot of the tracks on here, although it does seem very simple and there's not that much tracks. Bear in mind I deleted quite a few of those going through the process of making this track. I had a lot of extra bits and bats that I just deleted afterwards, cleaning it up for this video. But as you can see, a lot of these tracks have a lot of effects running through them. You know, we've got Effectrix running through there, some more Saturn, Auto Filter, but these two, what I spent a lot of time kind of tinkering with the sound. And then we've got these little wobbles here for this bit. Just adds a little bit of texture, so you can't really hear that, but and then if you listen to that there. So that's the main oomph of the track. We obviously have some rides here, just slight percussion, volumed quite a lot down. As you can see, we're hitting about -12 decibels there, so it's just mainly used as the same as you would use a noise, a ducking noise, you know, to just add a bit of excitement to the track. What else we got playing down here? We've got a simple noise thing, which I didn't duck with a sidechain compression, because this is a more movement, and it's kind of, I'm using it as an effect rather than normal white noise, so, you know, kind of fog rolling in. And then over here, if we skip, it kind of builds, you know, with a reverse cymbal or whatever. And then we have a few effects here, which are all from Vengeance, you know, just general Vengeance shit that everybody uses. Now, I actually use these effects not to build, because they're kind of building up effects, but I wanted to use them to differentiate the first 4 bars of this drop to the second. So as you can hear, it's and then as these bits come in, you can kind of hear these effects being played over the top of it, and it just adds a bit of variation to it, so people aren't getting bored. especially that one. So although it's the same, you know, the same bars they're playing from one to the other, just about here, you kind of, the listener, I feel, will be thinking, I've heard this already, like, you know, you need to keep it moving. So you kind of need to introduce them to something and keep the carrot in front of them that, okay, yeah, I know you've heard this before, but we're getting somewhere, remember. So, you know, when you start hearing that, you know something's coming. And then obviously we drop off into the second breakdown. On the second breakdown, we have some awesome strings here. I believe these are from the CUDA bank for Serum, which is from Echo Soundworks, I believe, which is these. Yeah, CUDA. Just sound awesome. That's a really good preset bank. Is CUDA, whatever you call it, especially for strings and orchestral kind of instruments. Yeah, if you hear my the audio chug along a little bit, it's because, especially with them presets, the very high sample rate, and when I'm recording, I try and keep the quality pretty high when I'm doing these videos. So if you ever hear the audio chug along, that's probably why. So yeah, we have that, and then what else do we have in this second breakdown here? We have another Serum, which is again one of the keys presets from CUDA. Serum, it's very Serum heavy. So that's just a standard preset there. And we're reintroducing the sub bass. An interesting thing with the sub basses, which I wasn't sure when I was making this track whether to keep it or not, is the kind of off bass. There's one note on there. You know, see if you can hear, if you can spot it if I play here. In this sub bass, there's an off key bit of it. Well, it's not really, technically it's not off key, but it sounds wrong, but then it sounds good as well, so I kept it. Hopefully people don't notice that in a bad negative way, so I decided to keep it. So tell me what you think. It's there on this 60 line, so you kind of, no, it doesn't sound too bad, but it does something about it tells me it's not right, but it is, you know, theory-wise. So as we get to this line here, it doesn't kind of fit with the, you know, the other progression. But I like it. I hope I made the right decision in there in keeping that in the track. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments if you feel that sounds okay. And then we have some very subtle, which originally weren't very subtle. I had to kind of tone these down a bit because they were kind of muddying up the mix on this build-up. We have some Nexus pianos playing here. Which again, Nexus is a romper, it's playing samples, so it's going to clog up my CPU. Which I kind of jittered, which you probably think is my computer, but it's not. Is kind of stuttered by Effectrix here, so they were a lot more prominent as I was creating this track at first, but I kind of had to tone them down because when I listened to it in my car and stuff, it was too busy on this part, really. It still is, to be honest. I could have used a bit more time on there, but I had to get this track done as quick as I could. As you can see, it's not playing very well. But there's a lot going on that bit, which I could have spent a bit more time on it. But I was starting to hit that wall where I just wanted to get this track finished and move on. What else do we have here? And then we have the second, which is just the same drop from before, and then we have the outro. Yeah, the audio's popping a little bit. So then we have just your standard outro. So that is the general structure of the track. We have a lot of just standard loops from Vengeance and Kashmir, is it? I've started using his samples a lot. They're pretty good, although it is a small sample packet. There's some quality samples in there. So it's pretty basic, to be fair, for the track. There's a lot of layering, a lot of effects going on in the background that you don't really hear. But I think it turned out pretty well. I'm chuffed with it that I've even managed to finish a track, never mind whether it's good or bad. So, that's great. I would love to get some feedback on this. Let me know if you like it. Add it to your Spotify playlists and stuff like that so you can listen to it later on. It always supports me, although I don't expect masses of, plays and stuff. It does support me. It does help get my name out there. If you do like this track, ask your friends what they think about it. I'm always looking for constructive criticism. I'm happy for you to say, oh, I really love this track, but my mate Jeff said it was shit, or we both thought it was shit. Here's what I would have done. I would be much open to that, going, oh yeah, it's alright that, because that's all I get off friends and family, as you guys probably know, which is very frustrating. And doesn't help you grow as a creator, which is what I'm trying to achieve, and I hope you guys are too. So yeah, there's that track. Go listen to it on Spotify. As I said before, the links will be down below. I'll try and include the big guys like iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. I'll put all those links down there, so it should be easy to find for you guys. If I don't list it down below, chances are it is on the store that you're wanting it on. So just search for Nate Barrass or Put Your Hands Together and you will find it on there. And yeah, I just want to give a massive thanks to everybody who subscribed recently. You've probably seen their names popping down below. Thank you guys. It is very much appreciated. It's what keeps me going through these videos. I can't thank you enough for the support you guys give me. You can follow me on Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitch, which I've started streaming on, as well as YouTube. On my Twitter, you feel free to tweet at me and ask me questions, ask me to listen to anything while I'm out and about. It's always appreciated, and I love getting in touch with you guys and keeping up to date with the comments. With all that said, all that waffling on, which I always do in all my videos, I'm going to cut it off there, guys. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next stream/video, which will probably be Monday. I will probably be streaming. So if you're watching this, keep an eye out for that stream and pop in and say hello. When I'm keeping an eye on the chat rather. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.